What is the development of housing going to look like moving forward in Clark County? Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm super grateful you're here today because we're talking about the state of development in Clark County. We're talking about what housing and development in general is going to look like in this area and the state of Washington going forward. By the way, if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe, and we put out a new video every week. We would love to hear from you if you are thinking about moving to Vancouver, Camas, or Clark County, Washington. Myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group at Real Broker, we specialize in helping buyers relocate. Text us, email us, DM us on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, let's get into the video. So we're talking about development. Jay Inslee, you guys may know Jay Inslee, he is the governor of Washington State right now. He is wanting to build 500,000 homes in the state of Washington over the next 20 years. Now, he is not going to be the governor for all of those 20 years to see out those 500,000 homes, but he wants to kind of plant that seed because he knows that we're really short on housing here in Washington. We do not have enough homes. That is just the facts. So if you want to live somewhere where nothing is changing and nothing is growing, Washington is not the spot for you because people like maybe yourself watching this are moving here every single day. So we need more housing solutions. It's easy to hear the number 500,000 and think it's big, but like how big really is it? Let's give you a little bit of perspective. Right now in Clark County, there are approximately 206,000 homes. So the entire county, which houses 500,000 people approximately, has 206,000 homes. So we got to double, actually 2.5 times the amount of homes in Clark County distributed all over the state to meet his goals. In 1 year, we passed 4,194 housing permits, and we need to get to 500,000 in the state somehow. So that's like a lot to get to. So of course, in order to do this, the state has proposed some bills. They're trying to pass some laws to make it easier to build these homes. So I want to share with you some of those bills today. The first one I've learned about is House Bill 1042. So House Bill 1042 is going to do a couple things. Number one, it's going to make local jurisdictions, so like Clark County, update their zoning code, okay? You're going to have a more building-friendly zoning code. It's also going to mandate that the permit process is shortened. Right now, if you're building a home or you're updating your home, you have to submit those plans to the county for permitting, and it can take a while. It can take many, many months. If we can get them through faster, then the idea is we can build more homes, right? So that makes sense too. The third one, this is a big one. This bill will make it so that you have to allow commercial to residential conversions. Commercial buildings to condos, commercial buildings to, well, it's probably only gonna be condos. You get the idea. Commercial buildings to residential. I don't think this will impact Clark County a ton, just since we don't have a lot of empty commercial buildings where people would prefer to live. It may affect other counties pretty heavily. And then another big piece on this was, even if there's not enough parking per the city or the county rules, they still have to allow it. So there could potentially be a short of parking. The planning code has to be objective, not subjective. Forever, city planners and people in that department of the county have been able to veto projects simply because it didn't look right or didn't fit with the vibes, right? It was very subjective. Those criteria are gonna have to be more objective going forward. They have to be. Okay, let's talk about House Bill 1110 now. This is an interesting one. It's more interesting than the first one. This is the middle housing bill. Middle housing consists of cottage homes, plexes, right? Duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, we all know about that. Townhomes, and they call them stack flats, which I think is like condos and whatnot. It's closer together, more dense housing. It's housing where people share walls or they have very small pieces of land, okay? And that's what we're gonna need going forward if we're gonna build 500,000 homes and the population is still growing and more people are moving into Washington. We gotta use less land whether you like it or not. They're proposing multiple things in this bill. So allowing 2 units on a lot, any lot, even if it's zoned for single family, as long as the population of the city is between 25 and 75,000. Actually, sorry, I said proposed before. This technically went into effect in July of this year. It's not currently applicable down in Clark County, right? It's gonna go through, I think, litigation and whatnot. And then in a couple years, we'll actually be able to do it. But this is what is coming down the pipeline. So if you have a single family home lot in, for example, Camas, if there's enough room and that you fit the setbacks, you can build another house on that lot. If the HOA has already been made prior to this, then yes, they can still prohibit it. But if the HOA is made after this, they can't prohibit that going forward. So here's another thought for you, and that is eliminating single family home zoning something that is gonna get us closer to our goal of building 500,000 homes? I would say probably not. Couple reasons, right? I get people that call me every day, they're buying and selling homes, and most of the buyers that call me, 75+% of them, they still want a single family home. They still want their own four walls, they don't want to share with a neighbor, and they want to have a little space between them and whoever is living next to them. It's totally understandable. It's how things have been done for a long time, and frankly, this is a very car-centric area here in Clark County. I don't really see everyone getting on board with only condos and only townhomes. Second thing is it's been tried in other parts of the countries in other parts of the country, and it hasn't necessarily worked out as planned. The city of Minneapolis, Minnesota banned single family home zoning in 2018. So as of me filming this, that was 5 years ago. They have built 66 new duplexes or triplexes in that time. So in 5 years, they have built 66 new multifamilies. That's not great. It's not great. Another thought I want to share with you is that large lots are going to be difficult going forward in Clark County. If you are watching this right now and you are thinking, I want to buy my dream home, I want to buy the forever home, I want it to be away from people, but I still kind of want it to be in the city, right? We're talking city lots, not rural lots. Rural and city are different rules, different regulations. It is going to be so hard for you to find an over quarter-acre lot going forward. If you want more than a quarter acre, I would suggest getting that house, getting that piece of land or a house on a piece of land already existing sooner than later, because they are going to get more and more scarce with every passing year. As many of you know, I don't go over the river to Portland for really anything. I definitely don't do business over there. I don't do pleasure over there either. I learned about something interesting the other day, and that is that the city of Portland has restrictions on how big new homes can be in the city. So it's called floor area ratio. This was passed in 2018, and basically it says that whatever your lot size is, the house square footage can only be half that. According to this article, which I will link down below, the average lot size in the city of Portland is around 5,000 square feet. So that would make the maximum size you can build your home 2,500 square feet. I don't know what you guys think about that. You should comment down below what you think. I would love to hear. I think that's ridiculous. If you own your piece of land, you should be able to build the size house that you want. Especially, you should be able to build a 3,000 square foot house. I know so many families, I have so many clients who have kids and they need more than 2,500 square foot. Are they gonna build a 6,000 square foot house? Probably not on a 5,000 square foot lot, right? Let's not be ridiculous. But they're being restricted artificially, maybe for the sake of a little bit of virtue signaling over in Portland, right? If you do the right thing, even if it's not accomplishing the right goal, that's kind of the stuff they like over there. We like to be a little bit more practical here in Clark County, but we hope to not see stuff like that here. I hope to not see stuff like that here. I think that would have a tremendous amount of pushback. I think it's something that the people of Clark County would never be okay with. But just keep that in mind. These are things that are happening somewhat close by. And what I know is that going forward, we need a lot more homes. We have a housing shortage. Housing overall is too expensive for a lot of families right now, but we need housing. It's where we live. So we're gonna have to make some sacrifices. We're gonna have to make some changes. The simplest way to make those changes right now is to make things more condensed, to make them closer together. And that is exactly what these bills are doing. So if you're interested in more info on these, please feel free to do your own research. I'm not a land attorney. I'm just sharing with you what I learned at a very interesting class recently, and I'm gonna have some links down below. If you're thinking about moving to Camas, Vancouver, or Clark County, Washington, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group at Real Broker, we'd really love to serve you. So you should text us, DM us on Instagram at Hannah Dubyne, or send us an email. We would love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.